Well, the numbers are in, and Meghan Markle's new Netflix series is not doing so hot. Plus, we have Disney in a PR nightmare with their leading lady, Rachel Zegler, for the premiere of Snow White. And then Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Not only is their clout in Hollywood starting to dip, but so are their Instagram followers. We have a lot to get into. Let's get it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, March 13th, and I hope you are living your best life. I'm living my best life. Skirt, skirt. Hi guys. Hi Katharina. Hi Jeanette. Hi Sarah. Hi Tea with Tambo. Hi Laura. Hi Valerie. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We have so much to get into. Let's give a quick Apple Podcast shout out, and then we'll get into all the tea, because I know there's a lot for us to get into. We have the Meghan Markle of it all, the Rachel Zegler, which I know we haven't talked a lot about Rachel Zegler on this podcast much before. Maybe when she was in some of her like interview controversies last year, but there's so much about her and this new Snow White movie that I'm actually low-key just loving. I also saw that Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour ticket sales are not doing so hot. Remember when I said that she had a rigged Grammy? I was like, that Cars for Kids single that she released, this ain't Texas, ain't no hold 'em. I've always said it was Cars for Kids. It's the same like catchy jingle. They played it on TikTok forever. It wasn't her best. I love Beyonce, right? I think she's super talented. The Cars for Kids jam, not it. Okay. Cowboy Carter, not it. And now nobody wants to go to her tour because they're just like, they don't want to see Beyonce yodel or whatever she's doing on this album. So I saw those headlines and I was like, feel a little where the biceps, they're still here. The biceps are still here. Don't make me flex every time. Now I'm gonna feel stupid. Thank you though. I love it. Don't look at me, look at me. Don't look at me, look at me. But yeah, I just needed to flex on the Beyonce of it all, because I remember everyone was like, "You're wrong. That was her best album ever." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, clearly not," because everyone, heard Alien Superstar. What was it? What was the futuristic one? Was it Alien Superstar? Was that what the album was called? When she was doing that, remember when everyone was dressed in like their futuristic, like metallic outfits, their iridescence and the makeup and the stuff. Yeah. Okay. A couple of quick shout outs before we dive into the tea. Theo's Nana says, a trusted opinion. Zach's quiet conviction and pursuit of the truth is so refreshing and keeps me listening. He's also super cute and funny. Love this show so much. Thank you, Theo's Nana. I love that she left that review on Apple Podcasts where there's no video. And she's like, he's so cute. She probably meant my personality and not my looks. Thank you, Nana. And then we have Sass 569788975. Says, love the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni coverage. Zach, why won't any A-listers speak up against Blake and defend Justin? It's wild that she did that movie. Are the big stars really not going to say anything? Listen, Hollywood's all performative. They're not going to say anything until the truth comes out, right? And then they'll be like, I always stood by him, but we needed truth to prevent. Like, it's all performative. It's all, how can I make sure I still look good? How can I make sure that, I still get booked for jobs, yada, yada, yada. So thank you guys for the lurve in the club. And then let's see if we got any fun Spotify comments. Spotify says, oh my God, Zach, you are jacked up with those biceps. Thank you, Debbie Barnes. Okay, Debbie, you're like making my heart melt. And then Mariella said, had she worn less pants on at the time, she would have had spent less time in her trailer and be on set on time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because she had so many, talking about Blake Lively and all her crazy outfits. Yeah. She had so many layers on. You're right. It took her a long time to get ready in that trailer. That's why she was always late. Mary says, Zach, you and Donna were hilarious on the live. Okay, so let me explain this. So Donna went live on Instagram, and I was over here dealing with some BS. Okay, I was in work mode, and it was like 7:00 at night, and I was dealing with some BS. And I'm on the phone, and Donna's texting me, and she sends me this link, and she's like, "Get on," and I was like, "Get on what?" So finally, I finish up what I'm doing, and then I see she's on Instagram live, and I'm like, "Okay, let me join this." But at this point, I was already fired up. I had a little wine in me, and then but of course I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. And so yeah. So yeah, I did. And we had a Liddy City live last night, and then Lance came on, and then everybody thinks that I said that I slept with Sutton's assistant Avi. That's not true. It wasn't Avi. Okay. Did you see Blake harassing a TikToker where she stayed at Austin? So ugh, you probably might not like what I have to say about the TikToker. So I vaguely read it. Who is citizen journalist? Yeah, citizen journalist on X. She posted like a recap of everything that was revealed in this TikTok video about this woman who was staying with her mom in Austin at this hotel. And I don't know, something about the story, like just I'm not saying that this story is not true. I'm just saying something about the story just felt so kind of crazy and far-fetched that it kind of lost me, that I kind of was like, okay, I don't think I'm that interested in this. And also I don't know if this is gonna be true or real or what. Like, so yeah. Hotel, yeah, it was at Hotel 1928. She saw Blake, um yeah, she saw Blake, and I guess she, like, saw Blake, and Blake, like, wanted a hat to, like, hide herself, and there was something with, like, her security, and she had crutches, and I was like, "The hat and the crutches and the restaurant," and then the security was following the TikToker, and she's like, "Is the security following me for" you know, I was just like, the story lost me, so sorry, it lost the plot. It felt like a Blake Lively novel, and I got lost in the details, and I was like, I don't know. So yeah. But I did notice that we caught that yesterday, that she had filtered her comments. That usually when you filter your comments, Blake Lively, you new people that follow you can't comment, and then other people that don't follow you, they also can't comment. You can also like censor certain words. So like Justin or Baldoni or Justice, all of those words, you can like mute them so that anybody that tries to leave a comment with those words, that, the comment won't be able to be posted. But since we're talking about Blake Lively uh, and her what do you call it? Instagram, I do have this here, which shows you, it's this, I don't know how accurate these things are, but it's this site. It's called Social Blade. And so on Social Blade, you can put in somebody's social handles, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and then it'll give them like a rating, but then it'll also show the follower and unfollower count. So I went and looked at I did go and look at my own socials on this, and I can say some of the information there wasn't like entirely accurate. Like it said one day I lost like 27,000 followers on, I think, Instagram, or one of those account, TikTok or something, which was not true. I never lost 27,000 followers in a single day. So not all entirely true, but we can at least see in this report that they have of Blake Lively's, because um, it does have these trackers, these daily trackers, and it shows like it's so like right here we're seeing that she's losing an average of like maybe 7-ish thousand followers per day. We see this day she lost 20,000, this day she lost 13,000, but then on the 12th, which March 12th, she lost 109,000 is what it's reporting. And so the 12th was, oh, that was yesterday, March 12th. Yeah, I don't know if there was anything particularly damning that came out that would cause her to lose 109. Like I said, it also said like on one day I lost 27,000 followers. So I don't know how accurate that actually is. But in overall, you can see outside of Social Blade, you can see how much followers that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have lost. I believe Pre in the live chat is correct. Blake has lost 1.5 million followers in the last 2 months, which is crazy. Honestly, I'm surprised that she still has that many followers. You have to think like most people aren't actively unfollowing people, and if there's no new content that's being posted, you don't really even realize that you're following people, and especially when it comes to celebrities, like sometimes you don't even know when or realize when you're following them or not, if that makes sense. Perhaps she was starting to post again and showing up. Okay, that's a good point, because she was posting again following the South by Southwest event. She did start posting on Instagram. Remember, and she posted the thing with the penguins. And she's like, "Save the penguins," and she's like the voice of the Save the Penguins movement. And I'm like, okay, happy feet, calm down. So yeah, yeah. She's going down, as is Ryan Reynolds. Court of Random Opinion YouTube channel also did a rewatch video of those TikToks for those who don't have TikTok. Oh, like the hotel story from Austin. Yeah, with the TikToker. Actually, what is her name? Because I don't think it's fair to not shout her out, and I'll let people know what her account is. That if you do want to watch the video, you can. Let me see. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let me pull it up. It's on the full recap is on Citizen Journalist. And again, I'm not debunking this girl's story or saying that I don't believe it. I'm just saying again, it was just too all over the place that for me, it got lost in the details. Um, mom daughter getaway. Okay, here it is. She did a full recap. Okay, so she's Kale ID with Kate, Khalid with Kate, Khalid with Kate. What is Khalid? Collide with Kate. Yeah, KAEID. Khalid with Kate. Khalid with Kate. She went to the Hotel 1928, and that's where she claims that the Blake security was like following her and all that stuff. Kate, yeah, her name's Kate. Yeah. So you can go and check her out. You can watch her story. I believe it's still on her TikTok. I think it got taken down off of X. But like I said, Citizen Journalist has the full recap on her X account. So you can follow them and watch the video for yourself. To me, again, I just was like, not that interested. Like it just failed to hook me. So yeah, there's that. But Blake and Ryan definitely not holding on strong. Reputation is circling the drain. Are we really that surprised though? I'm not. And I don't know how much longer. I don't fully believe that they're doing well, right? That they're not struggling in their marriage at the moment, because I just feel like I think he helped spearhead and push a lot of this, and I think she's pissed at him for that. And it's part of the reason we didn't see him at the Another Simple Favor premiere with Blake Lively. Like, why wouldn't you be by your wife? Why wouldn't you stand by her and be like, I support her, I believe her, I'm here with her in Texas because I want to make sure that she's okay. Like, it's just weird. I don't think he's actively working on any film sets at the moment. So why it just again, just very, very strange. Very, very strange, right? Okay, let's move on and let's talk about let's talk about let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Did anyone listen to the Town podcast with Friedman? Friedman did a new interview, like a recent one. Still no word from the judge. No, nothing from the judge yet. Dana. I have no idea what's happening with the judge and why it's already Thursday morning. We still have Thursday, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, Thursday at noon, because the judge is on New York time. So East Coast time, it's already noon, which means that the judge isn't, I don't know, maybe he has other more important cases and this is just not that important to him. He's got other things to worry about and the deadline isn't here yet. So I think it was by the 14th is when we were supposed to have an answer. I think that was the deadline, but I was predicting that they were I may be making that up. The 14th may be a deadline for something else. So, the Common Rue says Meghan Markle's With Love is top 10 in the UK and the US. She's getting a second season tanked. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about Maggie. So, Meghan Markle. Ha 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 ha. Meghan Markle. I don't know if her show's going to be doing so hot because it's not. But so Meghan Markle, multiple reports have now come out with different numbers for their top 10 shows, which include Robert De Niro's 01 or 0 Day. And then we also had Kate Hudson's new show, Running Point, which was really good. I binged that over the weekend. Meghan Markle's new shows come out. And so it's being reported. So this is a report from Deadline. And Deadline is reporting that her 8-part series, which debuted, was it last week? When was the actual premiere? I think it was last weekend. But so apparently her 8-part series, according to Deadline, reached 12.6 hours of viewed hours. So this is the number of hours that people watch. So not just one person, but the number of hours that that one person actively watched. So it could have been more people that were watching that didn't watch a full episode. That could also accumulate. But anyway, 12.6 million hours viewed in the first week on Netflix. So that's within the first week. That's a full 7 days, right? The number in Deadline reports this was number 10 behind ratings leader the Kate Hudson led comedy Running Point, which had 61.8 hours viewed across the week. So Kate Hudson's show was at the top of the charts. Meghan Markle's show was at the bottom of the top 10. And I believe it only held on to the top 10 for a couple of days. It wasn't consistently ranking in the top 10 for that full week. And within that full week, it only got 12.6 million hours viewed. Alternatively, because now a lot of people are comparing this to 2022 when the Harry and Meghan special came out. Remember, they had their series, Harry and Meghan? So that came out in December 2022. And that was really big for Netflix because it debuted as their largest documentary debut on Netflix. So it's not a scripted series, but at least just talent wise and being unscripted, we have two shows to compare to that were about Meghan Markle, one including Prince Harry, and one that didn't have Prince Harry. But so that one garnered 81.6 million hours viewed in the first 3 days. So Megan's new show got 12.6 million in the first week, whereas the Meghan and Harry special got 81.6 million. And that was just within the first 3 days. And that held strong on the top 10 charts. And so there are different rankings in the top 10, and there are different hours being reported. Depending on the country, some of them are worldwide numbers, some of them are US specific, some of them are UK specific. Regardless, it still overall did not perform that well and certainly did not perform anywhere close to what the Harry and Meghan special did back in 2022. And so a lot of people are saying, well, it's hard to compare Meghan's cooking show to Kate Hudson's scripted show because Kate Hudson's show was a comedy and it's scripted and it's Kate Hudson but my thing is it's like regardless, like I understand there are different categories and sure you can compare it to like other cooking shows, but the reason they can say that like this cooking show was so successful is because there's no competition for this cooking show, right? Like there's no, or I don't know, it's a cooking show, right? A lifestyle show, a Goops show. They should compare with Selena Gomez's cooking show. Actually, let's look that up. Selena Gomez Netflix show. Let's see. I'll pull those numbers right here. Oh, Netflix cooking show, because then everyone is pulling up 13 Reasons Why. Oh, it's called Selena Plus Chef. I didn't even remember this one. Interesting. Okay, well, let's see how. Oh, but Selena Plus Chef premiered on HBO. But okay, to be fair, celebrity show, streaming service. This was on HBO Max. I know. Let's see if they give us those numbers actually. Production, release, critical response, got a very high approval rating, average of 6 out of 10. Okay, cool. Wow, it won a number of different shows. They do not disclose those streams for Selena's show. Which is why I was surprised that we even got these from Megan's show, because most streamers don't release their numbers. Interesting. And her show had 4 seasons. Huh. YouTube is not notifying me if you're live. Well, make sure you hit the little bell notification button. That way it notifies you. You have to make sure you have all notifications turned on. Sometimes it'll just notify you if you have like videos turned on or like specific content. Meghan Markle's new show is negative criticized by the far-right conservative Trump supporters who are organized by British far-right Trump supporting racist tabloids. It's all coordinated smears. It's not. Why is it every time there's something critical of somebody, specifically somebody as obnoxious as Meghan Markle or Blake Lively, suddenly it's like an orchestrated smear. It's a smear campaign. I just don't like Meghan Markle. Oh, actually, you know what's really funny? Okay, as we're on Meghan Markle, because you can clearly see there's a difference in the numbers, right? And I understand that it's hard to compare a show like Kate Hudson's show, which was a half-hour comedy that's scripted, and it also had Justin Theroux in it. And then you compare that to like Meghan's hour-long boring cooking show. Like, they're just different categories. I get that. And to be fair, you're right. There aren't a ton of cooking shows on Netflix, so there isn't a ton of competition for Meghan Markle. So yeah, she can seem to rank higher. But I also want to remind everybody that's like, she got a second season, she got season 2, she got renewed. How is it doing that bad? So in Hollywood, there's what's called a guarantee. And so guarantees are really important, right? Last year, I was with a network and outside of No Filter. This is completely separate from No Filter. It was a different hosting gig that I had, but I was with a network, and in my contract, it had a certain number of episodes. And so I was like, oh, perfect. I have each of those episodes. I get paid as each of the episodes gets released. Excellent. So halfway through my second year contract, they decided to put my contract on pause. But I was like, wait, but I have some episodes left in that contract. And so I was like, "Well, don't they still have to pay me for that?" And then I learned from my manager, he's like, "Well, it's not a guarantee. And if you don't have a guarantee, then that doesn't mean you get that money. That means you only get that money if you record those episodes and release those episodes." Again, this has nothing to do with my podcast or No Filter. This was like a completely different side gig that I was doing, hosting gig. And so I was like, "Oh, well, that kind of sucks because I still have episodes left and I was expecting that money and I was counting on that money to this day. I've not been paid that money because I've not been able to deliver on those episodes, although I'm still technically under contract with this company. Because they don't want to release me. But so yeah, so this is when my manager explained to me the importance of getting a guarantee. And this I ultimately signed this contract before working with my manager. So I didn't know this was all a learning curve for me. But so when you have a guarantee, it gives you a set number of episodes and a set rate. And now sometimes the rate is a per episode rate, whereas in my case, it was per episode. And that's why there was money left in my contract that I didn't get, because in order to get that money, I would have to deliver on those episodes. So in this case, Meghan Markle's agreement was a 16 episode series. And they just decided to break that up into 2 seasons, is what they're calling it. But she always had a guarantee of 16 episodes and a guarantee pay rate of whatever that was, however much they ended up paying her, whether it was a lump sum, whether it was a per episode fee, whether it was like a talent fee plus a producer fee per episode, whatever that was, she was entitled to that going in, and she was guaranteed that going in. So she had a 16 episode guarantee. So those 16 episodes, one have already been shot and they were filmed before this first drop of the first 8 episodes. So whether the show was going to completely bomb or tank or be a ratings bonanza, this second season, this second 8 episode drop that's coming out was already going to happen regardless. Whether the show flopped or was a massive hit, it was always going to happen. So she didn't earn a second season. She negotiated a second season coming into this deal. Just to be clear on that. But so as this person Poon in the live chat is saying, Poon Summit is saying that this is orchestrated by the racist tabloids. So it's funny, someone shared this video with me, and I just want to play it for you now because I find it very interesting. Let's see. Okay, perfect. I have it here. Okay, so I'm going to play it for you and then we'll discuss, because I think the issue with Meghan Markle are the inconsistencies in her stories, right? And so here's one of those inconsistencies and how she's weaponized this racism card that she likes to use, which is not entirely accurate. So here's the clip.
For me, beyond being personally affected by racism, just to see the landscape of what our country is like right now, I'm here because I think it's a really important campaign to be a part of. For me, I think it hits a really personal note. I'm biracial. Most people can't tell what I'm mixed with, and so much of my life has felt like being a fly on the wall. And so some of the slurs that I've heard, or the really offensive jokes, or the names, it's just hit me in a really strong.
Here's 2022. That was 2012.
I've never in my life heard someone say the N-word.
Obviously now people are very aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK, but before that, most people didn't treat me like a black woman.
So there you go. Those are 2 different narratives that she was putting out there. One, when she was doing this, what do you call it?
For me, beyond being personally affected by racism, just to see the landscape of what our country is like right now, I'm here.
So it was the stand up to racism campaign that she did in 2012, and then we have her 2022 series with Harry where she talks about how was the royal family was racist to her and the British press is racist to her. But here she's like, I never experienced racism until I was in the UK. But then you have her I Won't Stand for Racism campaign video where she's like, oh my God, the slurs and the things that I've heard people say. And, I'm a biracial woman. And then here she's like, well, nobody really knew me as a biracial woman because nobody really knew what my ethnic background was. So it's like, it's this contradiction of differences of opinions, um, where were Megan's black friends in With Love? Well, first of all, where were any of Megan's friends in With Love Megan? Like, it didn't really seem like I mean, her friend Daniel, who I did see Daniel go on, he did some local news show and he was crying about, oh, everyone's so mean to her and I love her and I know her heart. And I was like, okay, because your face told us, like, the face tells you a lot of things. The face told us something. So, yeah. Unless you're multiracial, I'd stay away from judging anyone's experience of race. I am multiracial. Well, I'm multi-Hispanic. um, But my point is, I'm not judging her experience with racism, but what I'm saying is there are inconsistencies in her story, right? And it seems like she leans into certain narratives when there's a popular social movement that she can attach herself to. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were some valid points that she had about being in the UK, right? There are some traditional values that may still be instilled. I think the press can be a little harsh on people, specifically the royal family. But I mean, the inconsistencies, I think, are what people get frustrated with Meghan Markle on and her fake relatability. I said it when I was on Juicy Scoop this week that like her trying to claim that she's Jenny from the block or not specifically, but like my point is J Lo is also somebody that's kind of very out of touch, but she likes to claim that, oh, she's just Jenny from the block. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. Like I'm a down to earth type of gal. And she's just kind of not. Like she's a little unrelatable. And I think Meghan Markle does that same thing. She's not relatable, but she pretends that she is. She's on her Netflix show wearing, $49 Zara pants and a $1,500 cashmere top. That's kind of like, well, that's not really relatable. Anybody that's wearing $50 Zara pants, like, doesn't want to spend $1,500 on a cashmere sweater when they're cooking in the kitchen. And it's like especially if you're wearing a $1,500 cashmere sweater, like, hello, you're not going to be wearing that very nude light color while you're cooking in the kitchen. You're not going to want to get that dirty and have to dry clean that and like potentially ruin it if you spill some of your preserves on it. So yeah, I just think when it comes to Meghan Markle, the people's issues with her have more to do with her lack of relatability, but she tries to pretend that she's relatable, and then the inconsistencies in her story, and then the way that she weaponizes social causes against people for her own benefit. So it's just kind of what it is. She calls it high low. Yes, she called it high low because she's wearing high end and low end. Which, by the way, I love Zara. I wear a lot of Zara. So I think this top I'm wearing right now is Zara. Is that high low? Am I low? Am I all low? This is all low. I have Fabletics pants on and I have Zara top on. So this is low low. I'm all low. I'm just low, bottom of the barrel next to Meghan. I just don't like her fake persona. See, but that's the thing is I think it comes more to the fake persona that I think people just feel, yeah, pick a lane, Duchess of Sussex. Yeah, see, that's a good point. Thank you, Kenny. It's like she hates the royal family because remember, everybody in Britain was so racist towards her and the royal family was racist towards her, but yet she still wants to be the Duchess of Sussex. But it's like if that world was so bad to you and it was a world that you had to escape from. That's why I call them the royal refugees, because they had to seek refuge in Tyler Perry's house, his mansion here in California. If they wanted to, escape the whole royal life in the UK and how that whole system is essentially racist, then why do you want to lean into being called the Duchess of Sussex? You're literally credited in this Netflix series as the Duchess of Sussex. So to me, that's a contradiction. It doesn't make sense as to why you want to get away from the monarchy and why you want to, and the Commonwealth are too mean to you or whatever, but yet you're still going you're still going to call yourself the Duchess, which, by the way, somebody sent me a trademark application for that Prince William and Princess Catherine. I hear she goes by Catherine now. She's no longer Kate. But so on their patent or their trademark application at the very, I think it's for one of their websites, or it was for something they were trying to trademark. And on it, you can see that they're listed as William Mountbatten Windsor and Catherine Mountbatten Windsor, which to me was funny because Meghan Markle says that her family name is Sussex, which it's not Sussex. Sussex was something that was assigned to you as part of your royal duties in the royal family. However, legally, your last names are Mountbatten Windsor, not Sussex. So when she's correcting Mindy Kaling about the Sussex thing, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Zach, you look great. Congrats on your 5-minute mile. Oh, thank you, Mallory. Yes, did I say that on the show yesterday? I ran a 5-minute mile this week. I had a 1-mile benchmark at Orange Theory, and I ran it 5:04, 5 minutes and 4 seconds. But I did it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Anne Marie says she's not known as a Duchess here in the UK. Majority of people call her Meghan Markle. Yeah, Meghan Markle and Harry Markle. Catherine was never Kate. Newspapers called her Kate. I like Kate Middleton. I think it's a very, I don't think, well, me, and again, I'm from the US. I'm not from the UK. So to me, I don't see it as a form of disrespect. I really like the, I don't know. I think it's like Kate Middleton. Like it just sounds so classy and so elegant. And then you see her and you're like, there goes Kate Middleton. It's like, I don't know. There's just, it's very elegant to me. Call her Catherine. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen. I'm learning. We're learning. We listen and we don't judge. Two things can be true. You can be a douche, and you can also be any color. No one cares about your color if you're just a good person. I mean that too. Yeah, that too. You ran a mile in 5 minutes. Yes, I ran a mile in 5 minutes and 4 seconds. 5 minutes and 4 seconds. Thank you very much. Catherine's parents are really nice, very down to earth. Actually, Zach, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex was a gift to Harry and Meghan from the late Queen for their wedding. Harry and Meghan can be known as the Sussexes. She is correct on this fact, even if it might bug you. Well, it's not that this bugs me, it's that I keep hearing the opposite. And they want to be known as the Sussexes. Well, also, but you already have Mountbatten Windsor, and my thing is she's never used Sussex as the last name. And again, even if it was a gift from the Queen, they basically said, "Screw you, Queen! Like we don't want anything to do with you." Meghan didn't even go to she did go to the funeral, right? She did, right? I don't know. Did you PR? Yes. My 5-minute mile was a PR. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's the Meghan update. Okay, let's get into the Disney. We talked about Blake Lively. We talked about Meghan Markle. I want to get into the Disney stuff because this to me is just kind of funny. Even Lord Ivor. Yes. Okay, thank you, Russ. Even Lord Ivor came out and said that she is not Sussex, that she's Mountbatten Windsor, that would technically be her legal last name, right? So she can just say, "Call me Meghan Mountbatten Windsor." Did we want it? Like, is that? I feel like Meghan Markle if you want to be a celebrity, like Meghan Markle just has a better ring to it, right? Versus Meghan Mountbatten Windsor, which is just not like that's a mouthful. And you know, from what we've heard about Harry, he's not much of a mouthful. So Meghan does too much. Yeah, it's too much. I heard that legally her name is Windsor. It's Mountbatten Windsor. Why can't she use whatever name she wishes to? Well, because she has a name. Like, I mean, sure, tomorrow I can say, you know what? Call me Zack Mountbatten Windsor. Call me Zack Sussex. Call me Zachary Sussex. That's my new name from here on out. Call me Zachary Sussex. But it's like, why? Like, it's just, my issue, okay, I can only speak for me. My personal issue with it is, why do you want anything to do with the monarchy and the royal family if after everything you said is not true? Mountbatten Windsor can only be used by the blood royals. She's cannot use. Well, Catherine uses Mountbatten Windsor, Terry. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Catherine is legally Catherine Mountbatten Windsor, and then whatever her official title is. But Catherine Middleton uses Mountbatten Windsor. That is her legal last name, right? It's on the document for the trademark that they filed together. Catherine goes by Mountbatten Windsor. So technically, oh, I'm Zack, the Duke of YouTube. I love that. I'm going to start calling her Rachel. Yeah, she already changed her name. Her name was originally Rachel. One is a title and one is their legal name. Exactly. So there. You can change your name to whatever you want to, but it's not legal unless you get a court order signed by a judge. Yes. Very true. Actually, it's not. Catherine's last name is Wales. Is it now Wales? The Queen. Okay. I don't know. I'm not from the UK. I'm trying to learn this, and everybody has a different thing. Everyone's like, no, this is their name. No, that's their name. No, this, like, nobody even knows. Like, I need to have Ivar on here so that we can figure this out. The kid's last name on their birth certificates are not Sussex. No, they're Mountbatten Windsor. Archie and Lilibet are Mountbatten Windsor. She literally never corrected people regarding her last name until that show, so it seems like she's trying to rebrand herself. Yeah, that's why all of it feels very performative. Like, it's all very much, you know, it's all very much their, see, now people are saying Catherine's legal name is Wales. What is Catherine? Let's see if Google knows, since nobody, what is Catherine Middleton's legal name? She's Catherine, Princess of Wales. Yes, I know that. That happened. Isn't that what happened when King Charles ascended? But legally, wasn't her legal name Mountbatten Windsor? Wales is her. Wales is like Sussex. Her name isn't Catherine Wales. Okay, hold on, because somebody sent this to me. Let's see. Catherine Elizabeth Middleton, now known as Princess of Wales. Yep, I know that. Early life, education, relationship. Everybody has a different answer and everybody says something entirely different. So let's figure this out. Actually, here we go. I have this for you. Why is this not opening? Okay. I have this for you. Boom. Okay. So as you can see here, actually, let's make it bigger. So this is from my girl Paula M, who has this trademark for the Royal Foundation, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Right before they became Wales, they were the Duke. Before they became the Princess and Prince of Wales, they were the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Okay, so if you look at this, this is from. Oh, this is actually from. Oh no, this was accessed on 2025. But this is from 2022, and it was updated in 2023. Okay, and it says right here, the very bottom, I don't think I can highlight it for you, but it says it right here. If you look all the way down to the very bottom, the names, portraits, and or signatures shown in the mark identifies His Royal Highness William Arthur Philip Louis Mountbatten Windsor, the Duke of Cambridge, and Her Royal Highness Catherine Elizabeth Mountbatten Windsor, the Duchess of Cambridge, whose consent to register is recorded for the record. Boom. There you go. That's my point. So legally, they're using the name Mountbatten Windsor. And at the time, they were the Duchess of Cambridge and the Duke of Cambridge, and now they're the Prince and Princess of Wales. So there you go. They're legally Mountbatten Windsor, despite whatever titles they're given. New titles. So, yeah. Well, Janelle, that's what I got for you. Do, 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 do. Okay. That said, I do want to give a little love to my pals, because I got some pals that I want to send some love to. And I want to start off by giving some love to my pals at Thrive Market. You know, I love me some Thrive Market. You know what's crazy is that there are over 10,000 chemicals that have entered our US food supply, yet the EU limits us to just 300 additives. 10,000, 300. Very big difference, right? Personally, I don't have time to sift through all the ingredient labels to see what's in my food, which is why I love using Thrive Market. Thrive Market makes it so easy to find better options without the hassle. One of my favorite features is their Healthy Swaps scanner, which is in the Thrive Market app. Super simple. You can scan any item and it'll instantly suggest cleaner, healthier grocery alternatives. And the best part is everything gets delivered right to my door and I get to save on every order. It takes the guesswork out of finding safe and healthy foods. All of the products on Thrive Market are 100% non-GMO and free from over 1,000 harmful chemicals. And their site features make shopping even easier, whether you're looking for dye-free snacks, non-toxic cleaning, or high-protein meals. Remember, everyone's like, look at your guns. Ooh, the guns. That's because I like to shop high-protein snacks on Thrive Market because they fit my dietary preferences. Thrive Market has you covered in just a few clicks. They also have the Smart Cart feature, which takes the guesswork out of replacing junk food. So when you create an account, Thrive Market asks all the right questions and automatically builds a grocery cart tailored to your needs, filled with healthier alternatives to your favorite brands. And then from there, you can adjust, add, or remove all of the items before checking out. I love it. So many fun brands I've discovered on so many of my favorite brands are on there. Archer Mills, Chomps, Owen. I like my Owen protein shakes. I love that they ship me Owen protein shakes. That way I'm always packing in my protein. So if you're ready to start your junk-free 2025, head to thrivemarket.com/no filter and use code no filter for 30% off your first order. Plus, you'll even get a free $60 gift. That's thrivemarket.com/no filter. Thrivemarket.com/no filter. Also, I want to give some love to my pals at Pear. When you refresh how you see things, the world can be a more vibrant place, you guys. Just in time for spring, Pear Eyewear has 3 new colorways for the most iconic acetate base frames. Take a peek at their new cozy honey, soft lavender, or moody gray frames. And don't forget that you can soften or bolden your look with a snap with their endless collection of top frames. Base frames start at just $60, and your FSA and HSA could also be used to cover your prescription eyewear. So be sure to look into that. Plus, you get 15% off by using code NOFILTER at paireyewear.com. They have a number of different collabs, like Disney collabs. They have Mickey and Friends, the Met, Marvel, Star Wars, NBA, NHL. They also have premium collections, Sun Tops, Sparkle collections, the Classic Colors collection, all of which you can sift through. You can even try them on before you make a purchase. You can use their virtual try-on feature, which I really liked because then I could see what I looked like with the glasses before making the commitment. Prescriptions are included, including progressives and readers, blue light filtering. There are a bunch of different options that you can choose from. Base frame start at $60, top frame start at just $25, and free shipping on all US orders. So upgrade how you see the world and how the world sees you. Go to paireyewear.com and use code NOFILTER for 15% off your first pair. And support the show by mentioning that No Filter with Zack Peter sent you in their post-checkout survey. That's Pair Eyewear, P-A-I-R, Pair, P-A-I-R, paireyewear.com, code NOFILTER. Let's get it, get it, get it. And throw them hips, girl. Yay, Laura says, welcome to the new Zack Packers. Actually, I'll thank you after I actually try Thrive Market. Yes, definitely give them a try and let me know what you thought. Let me know your thoughts. Also, because I know there's been like a conversation about like, am I going to do live shows? And I feel like this may be the year that I do some live shows, but I need your help. So there's a link in the description right below where you can fill in your city. If you want a live show, a live podcast taping in your city, then definitely go and click the link below. I know you guys have been saying it in the comments and in my DMs, but you need to actually click the link and type it in there so that my team can review them and we can see where there's the most demand. So even if you have friends that you want to request a show, if you guys are going to come, then definitely fill out the form below. Use the link down below, okay? There's a link and you can pick which cities I get to come to. See, Bren says, come to Knoxville, Tennessee. I have done Nashville before. I've done Nashville. So that's definitely an option to come back to. I don't know how far Knoxville is from Nashville, but I've definitely done Nashville in the past. So if there's a major city near you and you want me to come to it, then definitely click the link and let me know. That way we can do it. Zach, don't lose the podcast like Freakonomics. Listen, I know how live shows work. We make sure that we have everything covered. See, everyone's saying Maryland, Fort Worth, Texas, Amsterdam. Okay, guys, so you NYC, write it in the link. Click the link in the description below and then fill out the cities that you want me to come to. That way I can make sure we're tracking it internally. And then if you want the live show, we have to make sure that people want to come. So you have to go and Chi-town. Yes. Hawaii. Ooh, fun. Dubai. Could you imagine me in Dubai? San Diego. San Diego. Okay. Let's talk about this new Snow White movie. Because what else now? It's a bit of a crisis because somebody called Bethany Frankel because we've got a Disney crisis. So Disney's new Snow White movie, which is a live action adaptation of the original Snow White film, which I think was from the 1930s, is when it first came out, is when Disney first made this film, but it was a cartoon. Then now it's a live action, and so it's set to premiere in theaters March 21st, which is next week, I believe. But now they're starting to do the promotion. When is next weekend? So we're a week away from the official premiere when the new Snow White hits movie theaters. But it's not getting its traditional like Hollywood rollout with red carpets and all of these press interviews because it's leaving many to think that the reason Disney's scaling back on some of their traditional marketing tactics is because of the film's lead actress, Rachel Zegler. So Rachel is playing Snow White in this new film. And it's not looking too hot for her. Let me see if I can pull. I'll pull a photo of her so that we can see it. She's in a bit of some hot water because she's had a number of critiques about the film, which I feel is kind of unwarranted. Here, let me pull up a photo. That way you guys can actually put a face to this. Why is it not? Oh, hold on 1 second. 1 second. But so Rachel, I guess, has been highly critical of the original Snow White film. And everyone's like, well, if you don't like the original, like, why are you playing Snow White? And she's like, well, I wanted to reimagine it. I wanted to bring a different sort of vibe to the character. So this is Rachel. If you're watching this on Spotify, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the photo of Rachel. She's in her traditional Snow White dress, which I believe at one point she was also like critical of the Snow White dress. And then she's like, we changed the dress. And then, it looks the same to me. Yeah, Peter Dinklage also spoke out about it. So let's get into all of that. So Rachel Zegler basically hates the story of Snow White. She's been widely critical of it. She says that she calls the prince a stalker because he's like, into her and pursuing her. It's like very like Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, right? Oh, the prince is a stalker and he's stalking Snow White and it's so creepy. And she said that the film scared her, that she was scared of it, that she only saw it one time and it scared her. And so she wanted to change Snow White and she wanted to make Snow White, somebody that doesn't need a prince, doesn't need no man. She's an empowered woman. She's the heroine of her own story. She can open her own door. She don't need no man. And so she even talks about or boasts about how they ditched the classic Snow White song, Someday My Prince Will Come. Someday my prince will come. I don't know about you, but like I'm still waiting for my prince to come. I'm down for the prince to come and find me. But listen, are some of Disney's themes a bit outdated? Sure. They're a bit dated. They're a bit traditional, right? In a different time where there were more traditional gender roles. I'll give her that. But also, this is a classic story. And I feel like Disney is always, and their stories for the most part have always been pretty empowering. Like there's always some sort of good wins in the end, right? And there's always a love story aspect to them. But for the most part, like the good values are always still instilled in each of their films. Good always wins in the end. You can have a fairy tale ending. And like that's the thing too that we have to remember is that they're fairy tales. They're meant to be fun. They're meant to be escapism. They're not meant to be woke, for lack of a better term. Which I know I've been critical of that term specifically and how it's kind of been redefined and how it just doesn't relate to people. So Rachel Zegler does not like the original Snow White, which is why I think she took issue with a lot of the themes of the original Snow White, like the prince and her needing the prince to save her. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're overanalyzing all of those details a bit much. Like it was a different time, but at the end of the day, the moral of the story is still there. Good always wins in the end. So to me, like I stay focused on the moral of the story. But the film outside of Rachel also came under fire. This is my favorite part. So, because it's totally wild wackadoodle and like the inconsistencies in this PR cover up is hilarious. But so the film really came under fire when there was this still shot of the seven dwarves and it was going around online and it showed a variety of people of different genders and different ethnicities. And then there was only one little person. So this is supposed to be this is supposed to be Snow White's seven dwarves, but they're actually all these other people. So this is a still from page 6. But like, I mean, come on. These are the seven dwarves. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're dressed up as like the different as the seven dwarves. I mean, is that Jonathan Van Ness in the background in the back right there? And so this was a still shot. Page 6 says that this is an early test shot from filming showing actors of various sizes and genders playing the seven dwarves, although the Hollywood Reporter has explained that the director, Mark Webb, always intended to create the characters as CGI. What? But, I mean, come on. This looks more like people from Robin Hood, right? Like, do they think we just fell out of a coconut tree? Like, come on. I heard that they had to use CGI to make everyone smaller when audiences cried out that they were not dwarves. Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing is in the video or in the still shot, they do have all the way to the right, they do have one little person that's featured there. But everyone else is like all dressed very different. And they said that this was just a test shot. But like who released normally when you have these things that get released to the public, it's to test the public and to see what their reaction is going to be. And people were very much like, these are not the seven dwarfs. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, who are these people? Like, this does not represent the seven dwarfs, the Snow White and the seven dwarfs. Like, fine, if you want to get rid of, someday my prince will come and that's going to be a big old thing, fine. But then eventually, when the trailer came out, this is what we saw is that they're CGI characters. They're not even actual little people. I mean, and like, how ridiculous does this look? And the little people community got upset. And you know me, I love little people and I will fight for all the little people. But so they were upset because they're like, this is taking away jobs from the little people. I think, as someone mentioned in the live chat, Peter Dinklage spoke out. And I was just like, yeah, touche. Like, what, you're going to say that this collection of people is better to play the seven dwarves than actual little people? Like, that's fucked up. So then Disney's like, oh, don't worry, we fixed it. And then they turned them all into CGI characters. So they're not even real people. They're literally CGI characters that aren't the actual seven dwarves either. I hate animated CGI dwarves. Yeah, it's just kind of strange. Snow White and the one dwarf and random people. That's this one right here. Yeah. It's just funny, I want to know who these people are and if they were just like, yeah, let's play one of the seven dwarves. Like, I don't think me as like a non-little person would want to be like, yeah, I want to be one of the seven dwarves. Like, they're casting for the seven dwarves and we're trying to woke the movie up a little bit. I don't know. Put me back to sleep. No, thank you. I will pass on that one. Wow, this seems like just a disaster from the start to finish. Well, hold on. This isn't. It gets worse, right? It gets worse. So not only do we have all all the they thems in this image, but we also have the film premiere. So now that we're actually at the premiere phase, apparently they're not doing the traditional red carpet thing. They're not letting Rachel do any of the standard red carpet press or interviews. Instead, they're saying that, oh no, we're leaning into a new form of promotion, and that's influencer promotion. We're leaning on influencers to promote this movie. And I'm like, is it because your lead actress is a fucking disaster? Because all of her previous interviews have been a fucking disaster. So the reason people know that she hates Snow White is because she said this openly in interviews. I think there was an interview with Variety that she did a couple years ago. And that's where she talks about where she was scared of the original film, and she only saw it once, and how, you know, she wants to change the dress and make Snow White more of a female empowerment film rather than the traditional story of Snow White and the prince and taking down the Wicked Witch. But so, I mean, what did they replace the apple too, because they felt like that's what they should have done. They should have taken the apple, the poison apple from Snow White, and they should have said, "Whoa, it's an apple. That's fat shaming. It should be poison cotton candy." And they should have done poison cotton candy rather than the apple, because I don't know. I feel like you could make the argument that the apple is fat shaming. But anyway, she openly, so in addition to her critiques in these interviews of Snow White, which a lot of people, that's kind of like what raised a lot of red flags for people. They're like, wait, you're playing Snow White, but you don't like Snow White and you don't like her original character, so what, you're reinventing her? Like, just create a whole other story about a, you know, a heroine that's the lead, right? It's always like these really woke actresses that want to like hijack the film. So anyway, a poison chocolate bar. Oh man, we're over all this BS. I know, it's ridiculous, right? But so then when there was all the criticism around it, she was just like, "Oh my god!" She posted on Instagram, and when the trailer came out, and she's like, "Thank you for the 120 million views, and thank you for supporting this, and also free Palestine." Which, like, listen, with similar to like the NFL, and when you're on a sports team, like they usually don't encourage you to make political statements, and so I would imagine Disney, which is about inclusivity and which is about, you know, bringing everybody together and unifying them through magic. That's the whole point of Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney, is it's about the magic of Disney and the magic of fairy tales, right? So the last thing that they really want you to be doing is making a political statement like free Palestine in your promotion of in your message, thanking fans about the trailer and, you know, how many views the trailer's got. Like, thanks for supporting Snow White, free Palestine. Like, it just, again, it fell on deaf ears with people. And so then when the election came around, Rachel got into more hot water when she posted, and I remember when she posted this, but she posted on her Instagram story that she hopes that Trump supporters never know peace, because she was so angry that he won again, which, again, not very unifying coming from Miss Snow White herself. Like, you're literally taking on the character of Snow White. And obviously Disney has an image to protect. And I don't know, Rachel Zegler, not looking too good for Disney's image, because she keeps like not like she keeps wanting to divide. I mean, free Palestine, obviously very polarizing, right? Whether you're, you know, pro Israel or pro Palestine, like it's a very polarizing topic. And so regardless of which side you're on, it's going to be isolating half of a community. Same thing with when you're talking about the election and you're doing a Trump versus Kamala thing. Like, if you take a stance, it's going to be polarizing, and you're going to isolate yourself from half of the community, right? When the whole point of Disney is to bring people together and to unify. And so when you say that you hope that people that voted for Trump never know peace, not really unifying coming from Miss Snow White, you know? But so now there's been a number of different backpedaling where, like, the CGI little people, and they're like, no, it was always the plan to not use little people. We always wanted to create CGI. We always wanted to make sure that they weren't real. And then, you know, despite reports that were going around recently of Disney canceling their big London premiere amid all of the controversies, they were like, no, that was never the plan. We were never doing a big London premiere. What? Where did that rumor start? And it's totally normal to cut press interviews with your lead actress who's playing Snow White. Like, don't you need Snow White to promote Snow White? And Snow White, they're kind of like trying to keep her in the basement like she's Justin Baldoni. Like, what? Even though she keeps trashing the original Snow White story. I mean, what a disaster. Like, truly, what a disaster. You can't take her anywhere. Laura said, we can't take her international. No, we can't take her anywhere. Which they're not even letting her do red carpet interviews, or yeah, they said that she's not doing red carpet interviews at the Hollywood premiere, which is, I think, at the El Capitan Theater. The CGI little people was crazy. That's not her fault. It's Disney's for sure. But if she's kind of pulling a Blake Lively and she's bulldozing, I think if she had a choice, she would want, you know, she would want the other. Well, we can't even call them dwarves or little people, because they're very clear. Like Jonathan Van Ness in the back of this photo, very clearly. Now, and what did they put them in order by height? because they have like the little person on one end and then the really tall person on the other end. Was that like part of what they? I don't know. Shocked that it isn't a straight to streaming release. I think so much money has gone into it that they'd want to do some sort of a. I don't know. Illy says Peter Dinklage is a hater. Why is he a hater though? That his point is that they're taking away jobs from little people. He's a little person. Don't try to silence little people. Little people, big voice. Let him speak. I'm speaking, Mr. Vice President. I'm speaking. Bulldozer people should be out of season anymore. Well, I think here's the thing is a lot of Snow White was done over the last couple of years, whereas I feel like this, resurgence of people like finally being like, "Oh my god, we're so over the woke bullshit." That's like a bit newer. So I think, Rachel Zegler, I think she was very much down for all of this and she's like, "Yes, give me the rainbow of non-little people." Look at Haley says, "I stand for little people jobs." That's right. We stand up for little people in this telling 77 American people they should never know peace as well. Yeah, like again, Disney and that's not saying that Disney should take like a pro-Trump stance, but like at the same time, like Disney again is about bringing people together through the magic of Walt Disney. Even um one of the guys that worked on Snow White originally, I forgot what his official role was, but his son or his grandson spoke out recently about how like I think it's his grandson, about how his grandfather would actually not like this new woke Snow White that they're trying to go with. Katharina says we stand for little people. Yes, we do. Judy said Dinklage said that Snow White made little people look bad. A lot of little people were upset with him about it. Why does Snow White? Oh, what? Oh, Snow White makes little people look bad. Why? Because they're trying to save her, and she what? Zack from the TLC show spoke about how Peter hurt the movie. Zack from the from Little People Big World. Well, how did he hurt them? What did he actually? Let's Google this. Peter Dinklage Snow. Oh, it's already there. Dwark actors. Oh, this is from the Daily Mail. Here, I'll actually pull it up on the screen for us. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So it says here dwarf actors fury at Snow White remake where they've been replaced with CGI characters as they accuse Disney of discrimination and damaging their careers for the sake of political correctness. But how is it more politically correct to turn them into minions rather because that's what the minions are. They're the CGI, aren't they? So it's like, what, we're just going to do the minion thing and not hire. I don't know how that's politically correct. Upcoming film released in the UK March 21st, Wednesday night at the premiere. Snow White was dramatically scaled back and relocated to a remote castle in Segovia. The remake criticized by actors. Okay, where's Peter Dinklage? Okay, bodybuilder and performer Chu Tan from North London, who has dwarfism, told Female, which is a subdivision of Daily Mail, that the movie's reliance on CGI for the 7 characters is absolutely absurd and discriminating in a sense. I think Disney is trying too hard to be politically correct, but in doing so, they're damaging our careers and opportunities. There really is nothing wrong casting someone with dwarfism as a dwarf in any given opportunity, where are all the woke people that are like, why are we casting straight men as gay characters? How come they're not standing up for little people? Is the cause not big enough for you? We stand here on No Filter. We stand with little people. So Chun, I want to see Chun's bodybuilding. Is this Chun? He kind of cute. Oh, Chun is on the left. Oh, this is Chun. Chun's the body. Chun, he has bigger muscles than you. Chun, I'm gonna question your protein plan. I need to send you a subscription to Thrive Market. Chun, we need to build up those muscles. Disappointed in Disney. Okay, so here's Peter Dinklage, sharing his started with Peter Dinklage saying that dwarfs shouldn't be cast for these particular. Oh, there aren't many roles that are suitable for us, so this just makes it harder for our acting opportunities and careers as a whole. Wait, this decision could have come as a domino effect onto other productions and opportunities, as initially started with Peter Dinklage saying that dwarfs shouldn't be cast for these particular roles. Why shouldn't dwarfs be cast for these particular roles? Oh, so he was not happy with that? Disney Snow White disaster proves again, go woke, go broke. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a hot mess right now. It's a hot mess overall. It's the opposite with Peter Dinklage. He said that it's offensive to have real little people play Dwarf. Why is that offensive? I don't think that that's offensive. He would rather them be the robots. He would rather them be the minions. Disney needs to do better. Well, I think this was Disney trying to do better, and they realized the do better crowd wasn't helping them so much. Oh, he doesn't like the word dwarf either. Well, then call her Snow White and the Seven Little People. Well, then I don't stand with Peter Dinklage. If he's saying not, I'm saying hire the little people. Hire all the little people. I think that the little people. I would rather have the little people more than whatever this is, or more than the CGI crew. No, thank you. I'm not getting notifications on your podcast anymore. Guys, make sure that just make sure that you're consistently hitting the bell notification button. That way you do get notifications when there is a new live, and make sure that you have all notifications turned on. I'm sorry. This is interesting though, because a lot of people are now starting to say that. Peter Dinklage said, why remake Snow White at all? He said, you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that backward story of 7 dwarfs living in a cave. Oh, so that's why he doesn't like Snow White. Okay. Well, then him and Rachel Zegler can go have a woke off in the cave. I don't care. Why wasn't Snow White cast as a little person? I don't know. I don't know. I actually I thought we weren't supposed to say dwarf anymore either. Or are we supposed to say dwarf? What words are we not supposed to say? You know what's funny? I saw was it the New York Times? Let me see. There was this New York Times. Was it? I think it was the New York Times. They posted this thing of all the words that are disappearing, which was just kind of funny. Oh, here it is. It was funny, like, because I'm just like, I can't keep up with this stuff anymore, guys. Like I'm trying and I can't. Trying to keep up with what words we're allowed to say and not allowed to say, and how we're supposed to stay up to date with everything. Yeah, disappearing. Which, I don't know, I just thought this was so funny because it's so preposterous how outrageous things are getting with the fear mongering. It says these words are disappearing in the new Trump administration. What's disappearing? Excluded. The word excluded is disappearing. The word equity is disappearing. The word non-binary. Well, we can get rid of non-binary. That one I'm okay. The word status. Literally, it says the word status is disappearing. Tribal is traumatic. Well, people overuse traumatic. Blake Lively. The word political is disappearing. Like, how are we disappearing all these words? The word bias is disappearing. The word disabilities, no more. We were not allowed to say disabilities anymore. Accessible, we're not allowed to say activists, advocates. What? Ally? We can get rid of allyship. At risk. Bias, belong. Guys, the word, according to the New York Times, the word belong is disappearing. Why are they disappearing? What? Yeah, I don't know why they're disappearing. Did the judge rule on the protective order? Not yet, Larissa. Look at all these words. The word belong is gone. Like now there's just no more belong. What is GBV? I don't even know what that is. It's quite funny that the New York Times is the word inclusion is gone now. At MSM, which I believe stands for mainstream media. No, I say MSM all the time. Mainstream media. This is mainstream media, and it's stupid. Judge ruled. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me check. Okay, let's get rid of the New York Times because they're a joke. Let's check. It sounds like the judge just ruled. Thank you. Lordy. Let's check Pacer. Hallelujah. 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 Did the judge rule? Let's see. Where is, let me get onto Pacer. Pace, baby. Do. Sorry, Nikki. Where's Nikki? Nikki's always on top of it, and Nikki keeps me and Donna in full check. What did the judge? I know, I'm looking it up, guys. Zach, judge rules on the protective order. What does the judge say? Okay, well, if you guys know that this happened, then what did the judge say? Hold on, let me go into Pacer. Give me a sec. Okay, I think it's this one. Oh, nope, that's the wrong document. Guys, where's Nikki when I need her? Nikki always is on top of this and then sends me the documents. Judge said put Blake in a base. Oh, Inner City Press. Got it. Okay, well, then I can trust Inner City Press. Oh, is he at the actual ruling? I love Inner City Press. He's great. I will pay for his content. Inner City Press, Capital One. Okay, privacy ruling. Here it is. Privacy ruling in Lively docket. Blake Lively wants to keep info from the public, argued so protective order narrowed. It's narrowed, but does that mean... I don't want to buy his book. Why does he keep telling me to buy his book? Okay. Let's see. Blake Lively wants to keep... Okay, so in the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni lawsuits, a hearing was held on February 3rd. Yep, got it. Here's the thread. Got it. February 10th. Got it. February 25th. Got it. February 6th. Got it. March 13th, judge issued an order narrowing the protective order. Got it. So he narrowed the protective order is what we got here. But what does that mean? Oh, it's a 22-page order. Okay, which means we should be able to access a Supreme Court order. Granted in part, denied in part. He always does that. He always grants in part and denies in part. So yeah, it's been narrowed. Wasn't it narrowed already, though? Nikki wasn't notified. I know. Where is Nikki? Girl, Nikki's usually in the lives, and she's usually texting me and Donna, even if we're live, and she's like, oh, new update. Boom. And she like refreshes Pacer. What does that mean? I don't know. I would need the actual protective order in order to review it. Maybe I'm going to get the protective order and we'll go through all 22 pages on, we'll do a members only live stream and we'll go through it all. Pre-trial might be abuse and not granted. Yeah, maybe. I don't have the actual documents in front of me. I would have to download them off Pacer, but I'd have to get into Pacer in order to access them. I think granting in part and denying in part is limited to the risk of appeal. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh wait, it's I can do 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 do. Okay, we'll do a members only. And then we'll dive into all of it. So I guess I'll wrap this live up. If you want to become a member of the Zack Pack on YouTube, that's normally where we're going to do the full judge only allows any protective order to protect annoyance. Got it. Oh, also, I'm having two attorneys on the show. Make sure your Bluetooth's on. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Protective order does not extend to court filings. Yeah, again, I would have to read through it all to know public has the right to access certain judicial documents. Yep, protective order does not. Yep. Is that what it's saying? Brigitte? Great episode, Zach. Thank you. I'll do a members only today, probably in like another hour or two. So if you want to become a member of the Zack Pack, you can join. There's a link down below and you can become a member. Yeah, it's literally only $2.99 a month. And we do these live streams, but so we'll do a full recap page by page. So if you want to join. Also, the link below, be sure to write in what city you want to see me do a live podcast in. Will you be having your roundtable tomorrow? Yes, my roundtable. So Stuart and Keith from Ask Two Lawyers are going to be back tomorrow, and we'll talk about the protective order. So we'll do a full recap episode with Stuart and Keith on the podcast tomorrow. And then in addition to that, I'll do today's members only, where we go through everything page by page. And then I'm also talking to them a lot about the subpoena, this real or fake subpoena. And I want to talk to them about Jed Wallace and whether or not Jed Wallace's trial, should it move to trial, if that will be televised. Blake Lively may just settle with Jed Wallace and just kind of be done with him and pay him off. But if that does go to trial, I would love to see that get televised. But we'll see. That's in Texas. Woot woot. We're at 82.4. Let's get it. We're getting closer and closer to that 20K guy, or to that 100K, guys. We're just less than 20K away. Taylor Swift is protected. What? Okay, well, we're gonna review. Oh, Kenny G. Look at Kenny G. Oh my goodness, Kenny G. Why are you being so sweet? Judge is giving some rights to third party. Okay, that would make sense. We'll dive into it deeper tomorrow with Ask Two Attorneys, and we'll go through the documents today on members only. If you want to become a member, we'll do that live stream. We'll do it in about a couple hours. That way I have time to at least kind of skim the documents first. Maybe I'll bring Donna on. I know Donna goes live at 11. Maybe we'll do a collab live with me and Donna. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you. Appreciate you. Be sure to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Weigh in on Spotify. Become a member of the Zack Pack if you want to become a member of the Zack Pack for us to dive. That's where we dive into these legal documents page by page. We review them. I give you access to them. So let's get it. Get ready, guys. I love you. Appreciate you. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. Give the podcast a follow at No Filter with Zack on Instagram. And yeah, continue to show some love in the club. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you later. Bye, 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 bye.